right, okay, I've got my liquids, I've got my rogue system. Should be that one. No, not that one. Should be on just on my channel. Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here. I'm just doing some bits and pieces. Somebody wants the stream link, which basically means that I need to try and find the stream link. Oh lord, why do YouTube make this so awkward to find live streams? That's what I need to do. Aha, there he is. There we go. And that one and that one. And right, okay, so just do that. Right, okay, so I'm going to do a single mission. Not a single mission. How do I do just the sandbox one? Test sandbox situation. Oh yeah. Single mission. Test sandbox is the one I want to do. Fly. So the developer of Rogue System has just released the EVA stuff. So I thought, why not jump back into Rogue System, back into live streaming, because you guys seem to like me messing around in Rogue System for some reason. Probably because I end up completely ruining everything, and I need to just move some things over so I can see the chat a bit better. Right, okay, so let's start off with trying to remember how exactly you enable everything. Right, seat control is that one. Excellent. Now we need to turn on the power. That one, is it? Oh no, it's down here. Yeah, full knowledge. I think I can. Oh, yes, I can zoom in like that. No, I don't need to. I can't remember. Do I need to? I'll warm it up, but I won't tie it. Something like that, isn't it? And then you do that. That. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, and so we've now got power. Excellent. Right. That's... There's a lot of buttons here, and I can't remember what they all do. It's RCM, isn't it? Oh, yeah. And we pressurize our bladders. And call jettison, right? No, let's not do that. Let's not vent it either. I don't think we need to worry about any of that. We need to start the motors up, don't we? Radiator deploy, no. Oh, yeah, it's that one, isn't it? And then... do that one and get that one up. Okay, at this point I think we ask comms. Now is it on tab? No. 5, no. Which key is navigation? Not navigation, communicate. Oh, I need to turn it on first, don't I? Let's turn that on. Turn on the transmitter. I have a suspicion I need that one. But I can't remember what that one does. I'm sure it's fine. Right. Aha, here we go. There we go. Yeah. So check in. Request departure clearance. I'm going to be showing EVA in a moment. I've got to power up the ship first. Come on, give me a moment. I want to get away from the station, then go for an EVA, because if I do it while attached to the station, there's no risk to it. Right. Plus, you can get to laugh at me completely screwing this up, because I've got to tell them that I'm ready for that, because otherwise they get really annoyed with me if I just do the fusion without telling them. And now I've got to wait for 15 minutes. Yeah, but I want power. Come on. Plus, I have a topic for conversation whilst waiting for this to eventually warm up. Read the description. Yeah, 2K have stated that they are not going to be allowing mods in GTA anymore by sending the modder API guys a cease and desist to say basically don't do it. Cue internet drama. Yay. Oddly, strangely enough, a load of people panic threading in the Kerbal Space Program forums. Can I just fuse now, or no? I think I need to get the core temperature. But yeah, people have been moaning on the Kerbal Space Program forums about it, basically saying don't buy this game. 2K now own it. It doesn't really matter. All in all, the way that I see it is that Rockstar and 2K are complicit in this, and maybe we shouldn't punish people for something that they haven't been a part of. Right. Okay, that's that. Now, how do I start the ship? I do something with this, don't I? Yeah, initialize. Give me the... Right, validate the prop. Inject the propellant. Oh. Wait, have I left the... Oh, now I need to basically say, hey, I'm now ready to depart. I probably should just put all these panels back over. Check battery 2. Yeah, they're all fine. Oh, please disable maintenance power, because for reasons. Right, superconductor enabled. I don't care about any of that radio stuff. And when that goes, then I can hit buttons. Heat. I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, I think we're all good, so that we can just do that now. Is it because I'm not far enough away? No. Oh, I wonder if it needs to be hotter. Or I could just go outside and see what happens. Let's do that. Right. No. Why am I in... Right, where's the airlock? I'm gonna do things now. How do I get out of it? Right. Oh god. 0G. Why are the gravity generators? Why are they not on? Right, so what's this? Is this... That's the access to the galley, so I can't go there. And what's this one? That's the external... That's the one I want. External airlock access. Aha. So you put on that. You put on the helmet. It's not as smooth as Hellion, I have to say. And then... I guess I should make sure the door is closed behind me. Otherwise I'll just vent all the air, right? Or... Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm in a spacesuit now. Let's see what happens. There's a big red handle here that looks very, very inviting. Oh, it automatically closes the interior door. That's not very Hellion of this. Okay, so it's what, cycling the airlock now. How do I turn around? Now what? Pull this handle again. I'm just floating around. Doesn't seem to be anything happening. Do I have to cycle this airlock? That's the big question. Or am I just forever now stuck in a box? That's something to do with the lighting, usually. I can't turn that one off. I have to say, it's not quite as fluid as I would have expected. Because I cannot open... Ooh, hold on. No, stow the helmet. That's not what I want you to do. Open the door. This door isn't opening. Why isn't this door opening? Bear with me. What's this game called? Rogue System EVA. Right. I think the question now is, does anybody know how to open the door? 2 complaints about EVA release notes. Maybe try that one. 2 sync missions. Right, put on the body and then... Battery power first for the airlock. To be able to depressurize. Cannot be opened while you're in the process of... Right, okay, so I've got to... It's a little bit awkward. So I've got to stow the helmet and stow my suit. Then I've got to go through this door and basically make sure that we're not under any kind of acceleration. Or, hold on, I'm just going to reload the level. Turn on battery power and then exit the airlock. Fly mission. Alright, so swim down. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Now it's actually on the right screen. Alright, so I need to turn on battery power. And then get out again. It's F. When it's more fleshed out, EVAing could be quite interesting in this. As it stands, it's a little bit on the clumsy side compared to something like Hellion. I mean, the Hellion EVAing is really smooth. Well, I say really smooth. There are frame drops, but it's sort of a little bit more developed than this. This game is obviously more detailed in that it's more of a simulator rather than well, whatever Hellion is. I don't really know what Hellion would be classified as, but yeah, I mean, it's not a bad version, but it definitely needs to be fleshed out more. Right, now this door should now open. Okay. Aha! The door opened. I can't do anything else, but the door opened. I can look around. My character is frozen. And I kind of want to go and try out some Hellion, just to kind of give an interesting comparison into the two. I haven't actually played Hellion for a little while. Yeah, I suspect for the moment EVAing in Rogue System is a little crude in that I can't do anything at all. The door's open and I can see outside. Right, okay. Let's try it once more. I'll just reload the system. I'll just reload the game. You know, the thingy. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to jump over to Hellion. I think that's the way to do it. Right. Okay. So we need to first. Wait. By default, that the EVA keys are not defined. Really? For goodness sake. Seriously? FPS. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Because here's the thing. If you're developing a game like this, yeah, this shouldn't be a thing. I shouldn't. It's ugh. Allow multiples. Oh, translate. Translate sign. No. Fore and aft. Let's just go with that for the moment. Just leave it with the default alarm going off. See, in something like Hellion, I'm going to keep bringing up Hellion because I think it's a reasonably decent comparison. Your WASD, all your keys basically just work for all of the different systems. And okay, I can understand in a game like this you wouldn't be able to necessarily use those keys for the ship controls, but you should be able to use those controls for no matter if you're doing RCS or if you're doing normal stuff. And you know, if RCS is a bit of a thing, then just have a button to turn that on. Might. Ship systems. For goodness sake. Oh, because I didn't hit save. Oh, because just turns your head rather than controls EVA. Is it you? Is it rock? No, it's your, isn't it? Let's have sign E and sign that one. Oh no, sorry. Sign. So left will be Q. Right will be that one. Save changes. Because if you don't do that, it just why is this not working? Ah, now it's working. I've got no ship, but it's apparently working. Oh, there it is. There's the ship. In all its glory. EVA seems to be very, very early days. What I would say is that it definitely needs tightening up. And even just having unified keys for movement, for player movement, rather than having, you know, loads of different, well, unbound keys. So if before you hit EVA, you have to bind all your keys, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, that's the ship. I'm going to move over to Hellion. Very good reason for that. The game's in a very own state at the moment. and I think it's both Rogue System and Hellion are in a sort of a fairly similar state, which is why I'm going to just pull this one up. And I'm also going to open my window because my computer is getting very, very hot, and as a result, so am I. It is a little silly, the fact that you've got to do key binding. Oh right, I need to change some scenes. Please work. Yay! OBS can be a little bit finicky about this sort of thing. I have just realised that I am technically loading into a multiplayer game, and I am going to be showing you which server I'm going to be playing on. I'm sure it'll be fine. Fresh start. I mean, when I first started playing Rogue System, it was very obvious that the guy had spent an awful lot of time in making all the controls work. You know, to the point where you push buttons. But the EVA section of the game currently just feels it doesn't feel fleshed out. And for the amount of time that was spent on it, obviously there was quite a lot of bugs and things that must have popped up as a result. So this is Hellion, and just as a little bit of a comparison, and I just need to change some /Hellion. And I just need to change that one, which doesn't actually have a thing for it. Right, I should also go into the game rather than trying to play it through that. Right, so this is Hellion. You start in a small pod. Now, the difference between Rogue System and this is fairly evident. You're basically in a dying space station at this point. But the EVA bit is the bit that I kind of want to sort of demonstrate. 'Cause I think the two games have got rather different obviously got different styles, but they've kind of got a similar sort of thing going for them in that they've tried to be reasonably realistic. Except I can. Oh, it's H. Let's put that on, and let's also just quickly power up the station. Now it's got power on. Let's get life support on, and quickly just get. So Rogue System run reasonably smooth. Hellion doesn't. Hellion's got a few performance issues. It's a lot more high. There's a lot of detail in it, but it does have still have some rather annoying performance issues, which hopefully you guys won't see. Oh, for goodness sake! That big red button there, don't press it, because that gets rid of all your gravity. So first things first, I've got gravity, ish. And if I go out of here, I suddenly have no gravity. The doors have closed behind me, but the important thing here is, okay, so I've got oxygen at the moment. I'm not going to have oxygen for much longer, because when I do this is not an airlock, you see. So I get sucked out into space. And I need to very quickly find stuff. So that's where we've just left. And I go to K? L. No, it's not H. H would be bad. X. X, that's the one. And if I go to that, then I should. There we go. That's the one I want to. So this is EVA. You know, you just leave your ship through either an airlock or an open door, and you turn on your jetpack and you just go. That's kind of what I was expecting from Rogue System. This idea that you just sort of turn on your jetpack and then it gets converted over to the new controls. Didn't do that particularly smoothly. Right, I now need to do this. So I'm heading for Outpost. I need to go to standard docking port. And I need to be going that way. I've got to get rid of the red lines. Red lines are bad. And the best way to explain Hellion is that you are in orbit. And you are trying to attach pieces together in orbit whilst nobody's really stationary. And it's pretty awesome, actually. That one. No? That one. No. I've got confused with my controls. C. There we go. C. C is done. Right. So it's crouch and jump. I only have a finite amount of fuel for this. What I'm trying to do at the moment is equalise the velocities between two objects which are turning around a planet, orbiting around a planet, I should say. And the game gives you an awful lot of feedback now. It didn't used to. I should also note that I've only got 10 minutes of oxygen. Yeah, you didn't used to have all the HUD elements that you do now in this. So it has made it a little easier in that... Let's just slow myself down. Let's go down a bit more. Just gonna... That's a little bit too fast. Sneak up, gotta sneak up on these things. And we are on, I think. Yeah, there we go. Airlock is done, and I can just quickly nip in. Frame rate is not good at the moment. This is the bane that Hellion has. It suffers some pressurization, some optimization issues. They've done a huge amount with level of details, so the game is now no longer trying to render high resolution objects at all times. But it's still not great and still does need some work, and the 0.2 patch should be adding an awful lot of stuff. I've seen the patch notes, it's actually quite incredible what they're adding. Not only is it just performance and optimizations, it's turrets, security systems, whitelists to areas within your station, hacking tools, an entirely rebuilt system whereby your ship, it has more cargo sort of space in the hold. You can find canisters littered around the world full of useful materials. and no longer will the mule have a refinery. Your refinery will be at home. So yes, they're doing an awful lot to the game, and that hasn't pressurized completely. This is going to be interesting. Right, it's pressurized enough for me to take off my helmet. So, interesting thing in this game is if you don't have the pressure, the environmental pressure, and you don't have your helmet on, you slowly you die eventually. But it's not, you know, that blood, the encroaching blood that you see on most games. The world turns black and white, basically. And yeah, it's actually a rather interesting little mechanic, and as you're just wandering around, and I've got a full EVA suit in the airlock. That's awesome. That rarely happens. I've had it happen a couple of times, but not often. Basically, that's 2 hours of air there. Okay, right, so I've got to force this one open. Just equalise the pressure. It's an easy way of equalising the pressure is just open all the doors. Right, so what's not working properly? Air quality. Hold on. Right, my air is not great. Do I have any air in the system? That would be the next thing to check. Life support tank is low. Actually getting quite low indeed. Right, okay. Well, I guess we go off and see if we can find some more by doing some EVA-age. Right, I just need to get rid of all this stuff that I've got. Something that they did do in this game, is... Oh, I've got to remove my helmet as well. Is they... Oh, yeah, something that kind of annoyed me was that you couldn't depressurize the cargo bay in the Mule, and they've added that feature now, so you can do that, which is yay-age. Right, so let's get this on. Let's get this on. Oh, before I do it, because there used to be a bug. No, that is... I think they have fixed that one rather annoying bug that basically meant your the EVA suit didn't necessarily work. If you threw the jetpack on the ground and it floated, if you were in a gravity area, then it wasn't a real jetpack, basically. It was a bugged one. But the EVA suit, 2 hours of oxygen, so plenty to do some EVA-age in, and some warping around. See if the mule is in a fit state. I did once spawn into a mule that didn't have a warp core, which was interesting. Didn't have the singularity detonator either in the warp drive itself or in the cargo bay. Which was fun to deal with that. I believe I dealt with that by restarting it. There were bugs. Right, where is it? So I need to go to the mule. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on going to the mule, and then... Where is it? There it is. And then we're going to go up to one of these derelicts. Probably the 3 kilometre away one to start with. Because, you know, it's basically an EVA. It's an EVA live stream. I wanted to do EVA stuff. The alternative was to watch me continuously die in The Surge, which is an awesome game. And if you've ever wanted to play a Dark Souls game but kind of got turned off by the idea that it was sort of a Dark Soulsy game, you know, all medieval type stuff, the Surge is basically kind of like that, like the Dark Souls-esque style, but in a really nice science fiction environment. Need to get over there. No. Bad. There we go. Right, depressurise the airlock. And yeah, in the Surge, so I've killed 2 of the bosses now, and I'm just trying to do Big Sister, which is an interesting fight. It's one of those games that it basically sort of rewards you for dying in a strange way, or it rewards you for grinding. It's not too much of a grind, I have to say. You do sort of go back on yourself and find the shortcuts and stuff, so you know it's quite an interesting little title. Total Biscuit has done both a live stream and a proper video on the Surge, so if you're interested in it but you're not completely certain about it, on my description, check out that, because definitely worth having a look at the Surge. What was the other one that I was playing? I was playing Breached. Odd little title, that. Right. Gonna go zooming around stuff. Oh yeah, this one, it doesn't actually get rid of the helmet, it just gets rid of the HUD. The good old fall through the airlock. Right. That's to go to the lower deck. Let's get the power on. Get the capacitors on. Fusion reactor is online, but there is a fault. Oh, the resource injector is very low. So while that's powering up, I'll just check for a resource injector. Yes, I'll do about, hold on, let me check my time. Maybe another 15 minutes of this. And then I'm going to play some of the Surge. Not on stream, just that's not something that you ever want to experience. I don't have a new resource injector, do I? No, don't think so. So next patch, the Hellion, don't know if it's the next one, but it's the one coming soon anyway. Instead of having these random crates listed around, it's going to have actual shelving up, so that you can put all your canisters on it. Which I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to basically a patch for the game that makes it a little bit more playable and give it a few sort of alternatives to just sort of base building basically. Right, okay, so I'm going to be going for the derelict. I got headway. That changes the range of the scanners, I would assume. Oh! That did something. Oh! It is arrow keys. Okay, so the way that this works is you point your ship to this sort of the thingy. You do have sort of these dots to kind of guide you up. Ish. and we know a few based on this HUD, we know a few things about the object. The first thing we know is that we just need to sort this out so that we are matching its trajectory. And as we speed up, our trajectory is going to change because we're going to get to the place before it does. What we want to be doing is constantly gaining upon the object that's in orbit. So neither of us is standing stationary. We are orbiting a planet or sun, probably the planet though. And yeah, so we're both going very, very fast at this point. I'm just trying to match my orbit to that one. And we do that by just getting rid of the red line so that we know that when we are close to it, then we will be going essentially at the same speed it is, which is extremely, extremely fast. Though we don't have a speed indicator, I don't believe. Not really, anyway. We've got relative speed indicators, basically. And at this point, it's just a case of waiting. I can accelerate time a little bit just by accelerating myself. This is probably because I'm going a little bit too quick, really, for this. Right, okay, I think this is the point where we haul back on the throttle a lot. Yay for creating interesting streams. It's not really one that has a lot of things to say about it, really. It's quite a lot of sneaking up and things. And what with the so we've had the 2K drama today. We had the last night drama just during E3, which they've done a whole load of damage control on. I mean, why can't they just come out and say, yep, made those tweets back then, don't regret them, you know, so what, you know. Games developers side with Gamergate, who would have thought? Technically they should be completely against ethics in games journalism, but hey, never mind. Let's just go down a little bit. I don't actually see where it is. Am I not Oh, I'm not pointed at it. That would help if I was actually pointed at it rather than, I suspect, the sun. Right. There it is. Okay, I want to get a little bit closer to it, but not much. I can't remember how to match velocity. It's been a while. Ship controls, stabilize. I could have sworn it was double tap. Oh god, why have you got up? I'm going to get a bit closer. Aha! That was at M. Right. So they've changed match velocity to M for some reason. Okay, well, let's wander down to the cargo bay and see what we can loot from this thing. This really could be the meat and potatoes of this game. I'd quite like to see a single player version of this, where you basically just loot wrecks, rather than having to deal with people. Depressurize. Yeah. So we're now depressurizing the entirety of the cargo bay. And as a result, the lift that you came down on is now an airlock. Can't complain about that. I think that was... This is quite a new addition, and I think it's pretty awesome that they did that. Because it was also logical. I think they were always going to do it. It's just that they've finally got around to actually getting that done. Right. Let's open that up and then go over to do some EVA-age. So this is a derelict, so a piece of ship that, or piece of space station, a piece of something anyway, that's now no longer usable. But they do contain some useful loot sometimes, like ammunition or canisters, useful stuff like that. Probably not going to find anything. There's a couple of laser rifles, there's an ammunition there. No suits, nothing in there. I only recently found out that these were drawers. Nothing down there either. Ooh, a battery. Okay, so we've got a suit, an EVA jetpack thing, and some rifles. So I may as well take the rifles. There's going to be nothing else in here at the moment. They're going to be doing an awful lot, hopefully, with... Apparently they've done a lot with loot tables, so the loot tables should be a little bit more interesting. So you go to these derelicts and you do actually find useful stuff. But anyway, I think I'm going to stop this video here. I'll just knock myself out, I think. And end the stream here, I think. So yeah, thanks for coming down and watching me do some EVA-age. I hope to go back to some Rogue system at some point when the EVA system is a little bit more solid and there's none of this sort of, oh, by the way, you need to rebind all your keys. That's ridiculous, especially when you've got something like Hellion, where if you want to go outside, you just basically open an airlock and you go outside and you hit a key and then you're in EVA mode. But anyway, so with that, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.